The Jeff Meach'S Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
The fucking signature froze as James is like, oh, do we have a powerful? What happened? So glad I'm here. Glad I actually made it on the air. Welcome to MEACH'S Musings here across the Multiverse of Media. Kind of. We're on 5 of our YouTube channels today, as well as 2 of our tweeters. So thank you all that are watching. We very much appreciate it here across the multiverse. And we had a super chat come in during the trailer, which is always cool. So thank you to Daniel for the $10. And he says, and I quote, I wonder tonight we will get the setup for a Jey Uso versus Roman Reigns at SummerSlam on Raw tonight or on a Friday night SmackDown. Well, I mean, SmackDown is the home of the bloodline, whether we choose to acknowledge it or not. So I guess we'll find out come Friday night. And yes, we will be covering that across the multiverse. You can check out our coverage of this week's episode of Friday Night SmackDown on Fox at 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific on the Jeff Meach'S Multiverse of Media watch-alongs as we do all throughout the month. Yes, they will be at Madison Square Garden, so be sure you check out our coverage there Friday night. I will be there. In all likelihood, we may still be going to the Dodgers game for my mom's birthday, but I don't know if that's still a thing because of my dad's recent hospital visit. So we'll see. We'll see how things go. But anyway, thank you to Daniel for the $10. Thank you to King Mike. Thank you to... Didn't see the name. Who was that? Oh, King Mike also. Jeff is the man. Well, thank you very much, sir. And Daniel says, before leaving that super chat, he said, I just got enough to do some shopping, and later on I'll be going to see... yet again, Indiana Jones 5 at 9 p.m. Eastern. I am seriously considering going to see Indy. I haven't seen any of the previous movies the entirety of the way through, right? But I am genuinely curious to go experience it. What I may do, this is a big maybe still because of money and things being what they have been and what they are, especially now with me being off work indefinitely, unfortunately. I'd like to go to the El Capitan and see it there because I know they, at least this last weekend, they had the experience of you can go see the movie, you can go see props and stuff from the previous 4 films. So if they're still doing that, I may go to the El Cap and I may get to take Dylan as well. We'll see how things lay out. All right. So the first part of this show was, just me kind of musing, as MEACH'S Musings does, about what's going on around here. And I just wanted to kind of be transparent guy, be honest guy with you guys, as I always try to do here on the Jeff Meach'S Network and across the JMN Multiverse of Media. And it's just so crazy how a few days can change everything, your perspective on things. I did put that post up. I think it was Friday or whatever day it was. And JJ, was very quick, to his credit, to remind me that going on streams and being the grump ass that I fully intended to be this week because of my circumstances at work, at Disney work, by the way, were going to be anything but conducive to what I need these streams, what I need this month, this jam-packed. Let me go ahead and bring that up while I'm thinking about it, while I'm saying it out loud. This unbelievably stacked month of content coming up across the multiverse of media. That is stuff that's going to be on my channel, on the calendar itself, plus our new buddy Datilla's recaps of Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, and Collision. And then off to the right is stuff you're going to see on JJ's channel, be it live, be it recordings of different things, and also stuff on his subscription service. In the members only section of the Custodian Studios. I also, there's not some reason, truth be told, I just couldn't fit all this shit on here because there was so much of it. And I don't think it's in here now, which just irritates my already chapped red ass to no end, but I'll go ahead and throw it in there. because it should still be in my folder at the very least. But in addition to all this, over on the Renegades reviews portion of our presentations across the multiverse, as I have said a couple of times now. I'm trying to find the graphic, guys, so forgive me. I know I made it. I know it exists. There it is. Whoa, that was a lot of shit that I didn't mean to select all at once there. The woes of technology. Anyway, in addition to all this stuff you're getting on the Jeff Meacham Network, on the Rangers of Wrestling channel, and the Casa, the specials, every day this month, 31 days of Walt Disney Animation Studios Renegades reviews, starting with 2000 with The Emperor's New Groove that went up on Saturday before Money in the Bank. Actually, no, that went up after Money in the Bank. Capital Punishment went up before Money in the Bank. And JJ is here. Speaking of Disney and JJ, hey there, hi there, ho there. And Daniel, yes, we thank you for super chatting on the Casa Studios. It is much appreciated. And again, please, guys, don't forget that both of our channels are monetized. So if you are watching on the Casa or the Jeff Meacham Network, please, please, please super chat like crazy. We need it, because especially with JJ's chosen profession as a Lyft driver is going to be problematic for the summer. Number one, it's hot where he is. And number two, not a lot of people are needing that everyday ride. They're having special events. They're having different things going on, but it's not the usual steady flow of commuters. My end, with dealing with the shoulder and having days where I feel like I can pitch a 9-inning baseball game and days where I can barely make a fist, Disney, rightfully so, has said I have to go get it checked out. Unfortunately, with the way I don't have that coverage through work yet, after not being there long enough and not having enough time served, if you will, or tenure, I guess is a better term, because time served means sounds like I'm in prison. I'm not in prison at that job. I love my job. I have to go through my own medical channels, which means I have to wait till I can get an appointment. We are calling every day to try to get a walk-in, try to get a cancellation covered, something. But as of now, I'm just kind of stuck. So please, anybody out there watching, please spread the word, like the channel, subscribe to the channels, but definitely super chat, donate, anything you guys can is greatly appreciated. Thanks to this weekend's shows, especially Friday and Thursdays and Fridays shows, JJ and I were both able to clear that payout threshold that we will get paid out coming up in the month of June, so month of July. So thank you. We'll get paid out for June in July. So again, thank you. I did get a day of work in last week, so I actually will have a paycheck this week from Disney, thank God. But it's I detest coming off sounding like a freaking beggar or a whore, but God damn it, I need the money. So anyway. That's really what's going on as far as the MEACH'S Musings part of this presentation, is that I'm stuck to the point of I used the time the last couple days to do something I've been trying to do for a while here in the original JMN studios. A lot of we have a new property that we kind of inherited by dumb luck, I guess, for lack of a better term. And it turns out that this place still needs monitoring on the regular. So I am currently at the original place. The first time you guys ever saw me on any sort of video presentation, this is the house I lived in. We're still here now, doing our thing. But in coming back here, I realized that it was very much more like a haunted mansion than it was a proper healthy living and working environment for me, because it was about the past. It was about things not being maintained, things not being kept up, right? So I decided, and I fully credit my buddy Jessica for her part in this, and her making me understand that I need to make this place more me while I'm quote unquote stuck here. I can't look at it as being stuck. I can't look at my job as being stuck in that position, because it's goal setting, and part of everyday living, part of doing more than existing is fostering creativity and fostering a positive attitude and fostering that gratitude toward everything and everybody that helps you along the way. So what I decided to do was take the corner that's over here. You guys usually see the studio back here, whatever, the green screen. Internet sucks. It sucks this week. We had issues yesterday during the DQ stream. We had issues during Money in the Bank. So I decided until I can get the heat to cooperate with my presentation, basic shit, right? Basic MEACH. But over here, off camera, when I'm conducting, everyday living and when I'm, cleaning or whatever, I decided I wanted to have something that was me, right? So I arranged the couch and the corner, to a proper Mickey the Mouse shrine, if you will. I've had these plush toys and yes, there's also lurking in the corner as a villain is Lotso Huggin' Bear and Scar behind him. You can kind of see Scar's nose popping out there at the corner. But I've had these Mickey plush toys for so long, and I had a huge collection of them, and obviously still maintain that collection. But they've been sitting in a bin for a year or two. And I felt like, what, if I'm going to be here, if I'm going to, have to do my thing and maintain the household while we get things straightened out on that front, I might as well have things that make me happy in direct eyesight, right? So I did that. And then on the tabletop here and the little hutch there, just a bunch of random shit. But the Mickey phone is the phone you've seen on the streams here the last year or so. I did pick that up last September, October, whatever it was, in the process of going through my orientation, my onboarding with Disney, that I picked those up. So, or picked the phone up. And it does work. It's attached to my cell phone. So when I'm here in what I like to call my office, that's my office phone. And it's I have it attached to the ringer on the cell phone. So when people call me, that phone will ring like an old 70s rotary phone. That's what it's an old. Let's see if I can reach it right here. Oh my goodness. It's literally one of the old classic Mickey rotary phones that you saw, I'm sure your parents had one or, whatever, when they were in their teen or formative years in the 70s. These were hot to trot back in the day. And I have seen them for years and I always wanted one. And that was actually what I bought with my first, Disney bonus, I guess, for lack of a better term, because it wasn't like a regular paycheck. It was a signing bonus, I guess would be the best way to put it. But it's like, it's a novelty thing. It's silly. It's hokey, but it's me. And I wanted that to be part of the presentation. You saw there in the background also the picture of Walt that's in the middle of the tabletop there with a pin. That's from the Walking in Walt's Disneyland Footsteps tour that they recently altered a little bit to make it a Main Street walk only because of circumstances beyond the company and the parks control. But my aunt had that pin when she did the tour, and I never really saw myself doing that. And that was a Father's Day gift last year, and I can't thank my son and my brother enough for that. My name tags, of course, my very first name tag I ever got from the park, the 100th anniversary, company anniversary pin, the name tag rather, our holiday pin we got from our president, Ken, and my pin bags, because, JJ knows about my pin bags. And then the Mickey and Walt biographies, for lack of a better term, on the Mickey one, because Mickey is basically just his entire filmography. The question that was brought up, I saw King Mike is Lotso a favorite of yours? He's the only non-Mickey I see. So again, over here, directly behind Lotso on the couch, bring the chat up. Thank you. Hi. On the couch over here, right behind Lotso, is Scar. He's kind of poking his head out. Scar was bought, I think, in a Disney store, like when we had our brick and mortar stores before we had kind of like merged them with the Macy's or the Targets or whatever. But all the way over there, I'm actually going to go ahead and get this one off the display because he was off. I didn't capture him in that picture because I hadn't really set him up yet. When I took that picture last night as I was finishing that display. But Lotso was definitely one of my favorites. Great villain, great twist that he was a villain in Toy Story 3. If you haven't seen Toy Story 3, sorry. It's been what, 13 years, I think, JJ? Correct me if I'm wrong on that. My all-time favorite, even more than Mickey, although Mickey is the dominant part of the collection at this point, more so now in recent years. But my first favorite was always Pinocchio. And this guy, geez, I think I have the pictures still. I was putting pictures together. This is actually going to go up tomorrow. It's going to be edited a little bit more tomorrow when I actually post it. But I've had this guy for, as you can clearly see, a very long time. Let's see if we get the picture to load. Don't know if it's there. We go. That's me on the left and the right. That's going to be my picture tomorrow for my countdown to July 17th in the park's 68th anniversary. My goodness. But yeah, he was the first, as far as I know, Disney toy I ever got was this guy right here. I've had him literally since that picture was taken back in either 86 or 87, whatever it was. I think based on the shirt I'm wearing and the shirts I see here in pictures on the wall here, I think I'm either 3 or 4. And I say that because I'm wearing that picture in a series of photos with my brother that were taken. It may even be even later than that because I don't think that shirt would have fit me too much farther away than that. So maybe even 88 or 89. But I've had him for over 30 years, not my whole life, not 40, but damn well over 30. And he's considering how old he is, he's in pretty decent shape. He's got a few, little scuffies here along the way. It's a dirt mark. It's just an old stain. Yeah, he's older than my brother, as far as I know. I don't know when I got him, but thank you, Mike. But yeah, he actually sits on the edge of the couch, closest to the main hallway, the door here in the house / studio. Kind of keeps an eye on things. So yeah, that's basically what's going on. I wanted to make this more of a positive space, and I know, especially my friends at the Casa, especially my friends at No DQ, and even the Greg Cherry brand. Greg and his wife have heard me bitch about this place. It doesn't do me any good to bitch about it if I can change the things about it that I don't like the layout. For full disclosure, I sleep in this room because we've got a little bit of flood damage in the space that used to be my sleeping space. Part of the reason why I'm here, we're just trying to get things cleaned up. But I've been unable to sleep in a bed for quite a while, as far as laying down and actually having the act of laying down and sleeping proper, which is driving my poor fitness trainer friend crazy, and my doctor's crazy as well. But I found a way that I can stretch out in this chair, which, because I mean it's made for a 400 to 500 pound person. I'm not near that, thank God. It was designed by Shaquille O'Neal. That's why we bought it, because it's durable, it's heavy duty, it takes a licking and keeps on ticking. But I found a way to use this chair and an ottoman, or rather a second chair over here, and I just kind of, let's see if I can do this without killing my damn self. Just kind of, okay, green screen, full disclosure, kick back and sleep. That way occasionally I'll sleep, just my legs up, so I can have proper breathing while I sleep. And by the way, this thing and my new phone have been great. Great for my sleep and great for my health awareness. So JJ says, just so you know, you have a very happy 14-year-old over here who can't stop asking questions about your place of employment now that he knows he's going as a birthday present. Well, my friend, I am very excited about that trip coming up a week from tomorrow. No, a week from Wednesday, excuse me, because tomorrow I'm going with other people. A week from tomorrow I'm going with other people. Very much looking forward to it, sir. And there are a couple of surprises in store. So don't think it's just Disneyland or just Disney California Adventure. Nay, sir. There are things and birthday presents and all that in store. So be ready for a proper first day on your birthday celebration at the happiest place on earth. And I can't state enough how much joy I get out of going with family, my friends and my family, for their first time to Disneyland. I don't remember my first time going to the happiest place on earth. It was that long ago, and I was just a baby. But I know I was there because somewhere, I don't have them unearthed yet, but there are pictures of me from prior to my being aware of things. And I cherish and relish in those opportunities to go with people for the first time, especially when I get to be an active part of it, like I will be next week for 2 different children. Actually, will be going for their first time in my groups. One on the group on Tuesday, and the group we're talking to on Wednesday. Both their first times at Disney. I think the young man on Tuesday is going for his first time. I could be wrong. I'll have to check with my family member on that. But I haven't seen that particular portion of the extended family in a very long time, so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to hanging out with the boys of the Casa on Wednesday next week. Trying to figure out travel on that because I'm going to be going back-to-back days. That'll be an adventure. If I do decide to do that, I may just plop my ass down backstage. Yeah. But I'm not working, so I don't know if I can do that. I don't know if they'll be too happy with me doing that. So we'll see. We'll see how long the day goes with the other side of the family first, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I just figured that this should be a more positive work and living space. And JJ, just so since you're here, I will say my goal of turning Monitor 2, if you will, into the continuous Mickey loop is 1 step away from completion. I have to save the video tonight as I sleep. So tomorrow when I wake up, we will have that video round the clock here in JMN Studio 1. So I'm very, very excited about that. Because I've always enjoyed going to Mickey Mouse's house and his movie barn and seeing the continual cartoon shorts playing, but they're always the same. And if you're in that line, for as long as I stay in that line sometimes, you see the same shit over and over again, right? So I decided, gosh darn it, that I'm going to include what I want to include. And JJ, I think above all else, will appreciate the insanity of what I'm about to say right now. This is not a rib. This is not a joke. This is a legit, 100% accurate statement that I'm about to say here. And it boggles my mind. The Mickey stream I have set up, which is not just short cartoons, it's theatrical films, it's a couple of attractions, not gonna lie, will total 6 hours, 20 minutes, and 24 seconds. So figure 4 loops a day, roughly. And I'm not going to have it on while I sleep because I don't give a shit, you know. Although if I put it on when I go to sleep, it'll finish playing when I wake up and I can start it over again. So not the worst thing. But yeah, I've got it done. I literally have 2 different video files right here that I have finished compiling, and starting tomorrow on Independence Day, by God, when we celebrate this country and its awesomeness, the living space of Jeff Meacham will have its own independence and truly be mine. And I'm happy. So, and I appreciate that, JJ. I'm very excited on having company, you know, come over and say hello and getting the full insanity immersion about my love for Mickey the Mouse. By the way, the picture with that particular character I just kind of referenced will be up probably the end of this week, maybe even the day you and I go with the kiddos to Disneyland and California Adventure. You know, tomorrow's plans, Mike, not sure yet, because traditionally I would be with the Casa and the extended Casa family celebrating, watching fireworks, but my son's home. He was on a trip last week. He's at the new house. I'm actually going over there as soon as the stream is over. I'm going to be picked up and off I go. So don't know what we're doing tomorrow. It's not going to be a whole big to-do like we've done in years past. There would be, more often than not, we would go with my dad's coworker and, go over to the local mall here and kick out of his RV in the mall parking lot and just watch fireworks from all over town. But the firework show quota has dwindled significantly with all the fires we've had in here in Santa Clarita because of like fireworks and arson and all the other stupid shit people do. Gender reveals. God, so dumb. Anyway, not begrudging anybody being happy about having a baby, but goddamn, y'all keep it safe. So we'll see. Sam, good to see you. I did receive your message on Twitter, so thank you for sending it through and getting it through. I unfortunately have not had a chance to read it the whole way through. I will. You have my word that I will read it. It's just a matter of my having the time to read and answer accordingly, properly, however you want to phrase it. But I did get your message, sir. I am posting that tonight at midnight, brother. I always watch President Thomas J. Whitmore's speech to the aircraft pilot / fighters of the world as they got ready to battle the evil alien incursion that was happening back on the 4th of July, 1996. I love that movie. I love that speech. It's my legitimate, I can't even say the word legitimate, it's so legitimate. It is legitimately my favorite presidential speech, not given by an actual one of the 46 presidents of the United States. But I love that movie. I love that character. And that speech is just so inspiring and so powerful. I watch it every year on either July 4th or the night before going into my sleep. And the movie hopefully will get watched tomorrow. I still haven't watched Resurgence the whole way through, which is very upsetting because I did want to see that. And I do own the damn thing. I own a digital copy of it, for Christ's sakes, and I haven't watched it. So that will be my guess what my plans are for tomorrow. That's definitely on the list, is to watch both Independence Day movies. All right. I'm glad I got the question and got it answered. Programming note, speaking of plans, we had to, due to scheduling conflicts beyond myself and the Renegades controls, are switching days up for our upcoming Dad's Not Always on Wrestling episodes in the month of July. We do have a special guest set up for our Beatles episode. That has now been moved to July 28th, Friday night, or Friday afternoon before SmackDown, coming up at 6 o'clock Eastern Pacific. That'll be on the 28th. And our top 10 matches in the history of ECW's Heatwave Super Show / pay-per-view will now be 1 week from this Friday, July 14th, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific, prior to Friday Night SmackDown. So just keep that in mind as you watch the trailers this month. We're not going to sit here and edit every trailer we put together because that's just too much time and work on JJ's part, and he busts his ass making those amazing trailers. So it's like, I don't want him to redo it because it's going to take too damn long. And, we've got everything canned. He's got a lot of stuff already canned, ready to go up on his channel. All the, the subscription stuff's already there. So kind of dumb to have to redo every single thing. I can just go, hey, guess what? We switched the days. It's real simple. So that's what we're doing. We switched the days. Instead of ECW, the second show, we're doing it the first Friday of our Dad's presentation. So that's really the only change, which, if you know, that's why I did the full calendar presentation as I did here with just the Dad's logo, because it seemed dangerous to do anything else. And just because plans will go as they go. But everything else there, as far as I know, is going to be the same the rest of the month. Greg Cherry is back, fully entrenched, part of our world, if you will. He will be back on Wednesday afternoons or evenings, however you look at it, 7 o'clock Eastern 4 Pacific. I say should with a grain of salt because my schedule always is ever fluid. but I will do my damnedest to be there this Wednesday. We also want to welcome in again the newest member of our extended family, one of our affiliates, Attila, and her Rangers of Wrestling YouTube channel. In addition to all of her amazing Power Rangers content, you can catch her recaps of Raw, Dynamite, SmackDown, and Collision most weeks. Of course, last week she did Raw and Dynamite, unable to do SmackDown and Collision due to, I forget what she said. But also, another programming note again, Statboy Sports Bar, which is generally at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific on Tuesdays, will not be on tomorrow due to the 4th of July holiday. So you can catch Dory Lou and Statboy Mike coming back on July 11th. And again, that'll be at 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific as a Casa DT Studios presentation and production. JJ will be producing that show because, again, I will be at Disneyland with extended family. Also in the month of July, due to my being at Disneyland on both July 11th and July 12th, there will be no Talk Wrestling on the 11th. That will be on the 13th that week, and I think I screwed that up on this graphic. I'm going to wait till it pops up to make sure I did. I did not. Okay, cool. I feel better about myself. And, okay. I screwed up because it says after NXT. So July 13th will be at 10:05 Eastern after Impact. But every other week this month, the 4th, the 18th, which 18th is our anniversary, 16 years of Talk Wrestling, by the way. And the 25th will be after NXT. That's all Talk Wrestling this month. I have a chat, so I'm going to see what it says. I want to know if we will get an Independence Day 3. That's a very good question. I haven't seen the second one, so I'll have to see how that ends and give a proper answer coming up. I'll do it tomorrow on Talk Wrestling. Even though it's not a wrestling topic, I'll go ahead and talk about it. In addition to Datilla's recaps of the weekly shows, of course, you can catch our buddy Aaron Rift at NoDQ.com with his recaps. Those are always, unless SmackDown is taped and it's not a major Friday like this last Friday's was, and it really wasn't taped, like pre-taped way in advance. It was on early as shit Friday night for SmackDown in the UK. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, you can always catch Aaron. Collision depends on the live nature of Collision. And of course, the No DQ review is Sundays at 8 o'clock Eastern, 5 Pacific. I don't remember what day this month we're not doing it on. Sunday, I'm trying to think of the calendar. I don't think there's anything deterring Aaron from doing the No DQ review on Sundays all month, so we'll see. As I mentioned earlier, in addition to the Custody Studios classic content with the Renegades reviews of the post-Renaissance Disney movies, you can also catch JJ's new exclusive content of Renegades of Wrestling reviews. This past Saturday, July 1st at midnight, his review of Capital Punishment went up. That show was what it was, but JJ's views on it are definitely worth a watch. If you are a subscriber on there, there's no reason not to. And throughout this month, every Thursday, we were talking about Thursdays earlier, in addition to his Throwback Thursday content on his main feed, you can catch JJ's reviews of Noah's NXT, damn it, as the home video releases from Secret to Sensation, NXT Greatest Matches Volume 1, Best of 2017, and Best of NXT TakeOver 2018 will go up on Thursdays this month at the Custody Studios subscription side of things. Also, I don't know where that graphic went. It was in here when I started this show. It must have got deleted. The founder's tired of his own shit on his computer, so we're going to go ahead and throw that graphic up just because it rings so damn true. Wait for it. There it is. There you go. Very good. You guys, if you guys are in the community of subscribers at the Custody Studios, you can check out a poll that JJ has put up for you guys in the subscriber side of things to vote on which classic Money in the Bank ladder match you want Noah and JJ to provide a commentary call on. I don't think Aaron will not do the Great American Bash, not do the review on Great American Bash Sunday. I don't think he'll even do a recap of it, to be honest with you, JJ. And plus, we're covering that for your side of things and the subscription side of things, which is why I put the comment up now, because it's a beautiful segue. If he does do a different day, I think that was actually the day that we're talking about Virtue's making an announcement or something about number 250. So I could be wrong there. I don't know. Will I be watching Raw? Yes, I will be watching Raw. And the final poll, by the way, for Money in the Bank over at the subscription side of the casa goes up tomorrow. So be on the lookout if you're a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, it's $5. Go hit that subscribe button, man. Go hit that, side. I forget what the button is called on the YouTube side of things, but go check that shit out. But yes, I will be watching Raw, not at 5 o'clock because I'm going to be on the road, but I will be watching tonight, probably when I get home, if we're being honest. We'll see. Matt, always good to see you, brother. Always good to see everybody come into the studio. So yes, Matt, always good to have Matt in here. And yes, I realize that, well, Aaron knows his audience does, but I don't think Aaron or Virtue, with all due respect to the NXT brand and your NXT and Shawn Michaels running it, I don't think Aaron and Virtue give enough of a shit about NXT to not reschedule the No DQ review for that night. Just not, they're not so inclined. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I will eat that plate of crow when July 30th comes up. But definitely check it out over on the Casa 18 Studios subscription side of things coming up at the end of July, where you can see JJ talk about his NXT. Damn it. But we digress. And yes, buy the shirt. JJ did for sure. Anyway. Yeah, definitely. That was the talk among everybody this week, Sam, that it was much better to have a premium live event go up that early in the day for you guys, for us, for everybody, because we were able to get the rest of our Saturday to get shit done. We still ended up staying up late anyway because we're crazy people open mic night, but it was a cool difference in the day to have more than just having to go right from a pay-per-view or premium event into open mic night, into sleep, and trying to just keep the pace. We had a good, decent break between the two. It was really refreshing. So I am in agreement with Triple H and Aaron and everybody else that I've heard say this, that I'm all for these early premium events, even if it doesn't mean we get up early on a Saturday. It means we have the rest of our day, which is always nice. Let's see. What did I miss here? Oh, you saw the trailers coming up. We have open mic night. Our game nights coming up. This month's game night, of course, is going to be The Pyramid, the classic show originally hosted by Dick Clark, more recently hosted by folks like Donny Osmond and Michael Strahan. So I definitely encourage everybody to check out Pyramid coming up on July 22nd. We are still looking for contestant number 2, by the way. We do have Miss Natalie lined up for that. So JJ's daughter. So if anybody wants to pop into the contestants row, if you will, on that show, please by all means do that. Again, we mentioned JJ's reviews of Disney post-Renaissance era movies all month long. Just before we went on the air at 3 p.m. Disneyland time today, Hunchback of Notre Dame 2 was JJ's featured movie as part of 31 Days of Disney. And, of course, after Monday Night Raw goes off the air for the East Coast kids, check out our buddy Aaron Rift with his review of Monday Night Raw, his recap, excuse me. Tatilla, I don't know when her recaps go live, so I will be plugging that as soon as I see it over at Rangers of Wrestling. But you can always check out anything and everything from our buddy Tatilla on YouTube at Rangers of Wrestling. And of course, please, as Doc Brown could have possibly said, or at least I'm paraphrasing the good doctor, our future is what you make it, so please make it a good one. Like and subscribe and follow us across the socials. Hit those subscribe buttons. Please donate anything, super chats. We can always use the extra help in putting our shows and our channels together. Got a lot of cool stuff coming up in July. As I said, this month is packed. So please, everybody, get on there and check us out at the Jeff Meacham Network and across the JMN Multiverse of Media. And I thank everybody for being here the last 40 minutes for my ramblings, for my thoughts on my days, my thoughts on my life. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk wrestling tomorrow across the multiverse, as well as JJ's review of Lilo and Stitch, one of my all-time favorites. That's tomorrow on the Casa D-Team Studios side of things. So be on the lookout for both of those tomorrow. Again, no Stat Boy Sports Bar feature to do. That'll be coming back on the 11th. My thoughts on WrestleMania possibly coming to the UK. Sam, you'll have to tune in tomorrow on Talk Wrestling to find out all about my thoughts on WrestleMania, because that's very much a Talk Wrestling style topic. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow, guys. All right, I got to get my shit in gear and get going. Have a wonderful night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow and tonight on the JMN Multiverse of Media, WQ.com, Rangers Wrestling, the Greg Cherry brand, and so much more. Have a good night.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.